Go ahead, Jerry, start us off.
Well, happy birthday belatedly.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
And I
You're
wonder
such a
what
tender
it's,
man, Jerry.
I appreciate you.
sorry.
I said, you're such a tender man. I appreciate you.
Well, I do my best. I wonder what it says to you guys to beat a pretty good Alabama team, a ranked team, without Xavier and Tai.
It says that we've got a really good, complete team, and we've been able to build a mentality of the next man up mentality, understanding that throughout the season you're going to be faced with challenges, you're going to be faced with obstacles, you're going to deal with injuries, and all it means is that gives someone else an opportunity to step up and do what the team needs for us to try to win. And the Alabama game was a great example of that.
And how different is the challenge LSU presents as opposed to Alabama?
Well, I mean, it's the same challenge. Obviously, the difference is the style of play. LSU, as you all know, is one of the top defending defensive teams in the country in terms of how they try to press you and mix up the game. They're very active. They're averaging about 15, forcing teams in about 15 to 16 turnovers a game. A lot of steals. They're very handsy. So it's going to be key for us to make sure that we handle their pressure, the different kind of presses that they have, full court, three-quarter court, zones. They throw a lot out there to try to get teams confused, and we're going to have to manage those and take care of the ball and value the ball and try to stay out of a lot of live ball turnovers as much as we can.
Yeah, Orlando, I wondered, after watching Keion and Jacob play so well together, is kind of your reaction to that even better than what you anticipated? Or did you say, hey, we knew they were going to do that?
Yeah, we kind of have seen both of their development and progression throughout the season. Obviously getting a chance to be and play with those guys being that long and athletic, both at the wing and the four spot, allows you the benefit of doing a lot of different things. Fortunately for us, that they move really well. They can defend multiple positions, and they can play off of one another. The same could be said for Davion and Kellen. And when you have that kind of versatility on your team, it allows you to play different ways.
Hey, Coach, when you look back on Saturday, are you still kind of amazed by how quickly the switch flipped on when you're down by 13, and then you're able to string baskets together, and then after that it seemed like guys just stepped up and really filled the void in a way they couldn't those first 15 minutes?
No, I just knew that Alabama came out really hot, and we knew that the game is played over 40 minutes, and we just had to get back to our defensive principles and getting on the other side of the court where we can make open shots. And what you saw was, our defense improved, and it led to us being able to get some easier shots that we can make. And once we were able to turn the tide a little bit, no pun intended, we were able to get into a nice groove.
As a follow-up, was that the kind of reaction, I guess, when you talk about adversity and response to it, without two players, was that the kind of response that you all had been hoping for maybe in previous games when you're missing Tai or missing Xavier?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when the games that we've missed those guys were in-game adjustments, and that's really hard to try to do. Some of this stuff was we were able to prepare a little differently for the way we wanted to play, not having them, practice and those kind of things, understanding that they were not going to be available. So now we know how to play that way if and when we have to play that way in the future. And if something happens in game where we need to adjust, we'll be better prepared for that because of the versatility of our team. And we got to give a lot of credit to Davion and to Kellen for the way they handled and managed the game for us.
Hello, coach. Hope you're doing well. What impressed you most about the progress of this team made game by game, week by week, month by month so far in the season, and about the versatility of this group? How versatile you feel you are this season?
I think what's impressed us, it has been the different ways that we've had to figure out how to win, whether it's in a tight game in the 50s and the 60s, or in a game where we think we're going to have to play in the 60s, and we go, holy moly, no, we're going to have to score this ball and win in the 90s. So being able to have that range and ability to score and defend and play multiple ways because of your versatility, it lends well for being able to have success in the season and in the postseason.
John Wall.
Orlando, what is the status of Wheeler and Washington for tomorrow? And have you seen them since the game last Saturday?
John, that's a great question. I don't know because I have not seen them yet before practice.
All right, with this team, it seems like that not just the fan base, but nationally, they've kind of captured people's hearts. And yet Coach Cal always says that there's still a lot of haters out there, a lot of people against Kentucky. You're kind of an objective kind of guy. What's your feeling on the love-hate meter out there in regards to this particular team?
I think you have a little bit of everything. Obviously, we've got unbelievable young men that represent the university and the program really well. They've got a lot of personality. They're well liked. They've got unbelievable background and stories, and come from special families. And it's a team that you can tell really cares for one another, and that endears a lot of people that can appreciate that. Which on the other side of that coin means there are a lot of teams that don't like that because they don't want to see the Kentuckys of having success and having, the success that we're having right now. They'll obviously, you're going to have some haters when you have the kind of success that this program is having.
Jerry, back to you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you just generically, if you're going up against a guy that has a knack for taking charges, how does that impact the planning? How do you counter that, or do you?
It depends. It depends how they take their charges. Is it a guard that likes to slide in under you? Is it a big man that likes to flop when you drop your shoulder? So it depends. And we're aware of guys and their tendencies as part of our part of doing our background and preparing and the game preparation for teams is what they do, what their tendencies are, and just to be aware of those. And we try to make sure that our student athletes are alerted and aware that, okay, these guys like to take charges. These guys are very handsy. They like to reach. So you got to be strong. You got to work to get open, and you can't put the ball in front of them. You got to make sure you're ripping it, you're protecting it, you're strong with it when you're making your passes and as you work to get open.
Is part of dealing with that I would think there's frustration if I'm driving and I think the guy flopped. I might get out of character from that. Is there some counseling there involved?
Absolutely. Well, the frustration will come when you're not prepared for that. And you have an emotional response. And we talk to our guys about, emotional intelligence and being mature about how you respond to things. Those calls are things that are never going to get overturned with an emotional reaction. You let the coaches deal with that and talk to the referees. You just keep playing.
Thanks.
Tyler Thompson.
Hey, Coach O. So you've coached a National Player of the Year candidate in Kofi Coburn. What do you think makes Oscar uniquely qualified for the award this year? And if he were to come back to Kentucky for another season, what could he add to his game?
Great question. I think, Oscar and the season that he's having in terms of what he's doing statistically, that's something that hasn't been done in 30, 40 years, and averaging almost 15 points and 15 rebounds a game, and doing it night in and night out. When you look up and it's a 20 and 14 and it's like ho hum, it's impressive. I think what we can continue to help add to his game, if we're fortunate to get him back, there's a lot. There's a lot to add to him. There's a lot to his ball handling. There's a lot to his passing, and obviously continue to extend his range in terms of his shooting. But I think that's something that we'll be able to address. If we're fortunate enough to get him back in the future. Obviously he's gotten better as the year has progressed in terms of showing his range out to 15, 17 feet. We've challenged him now on making sure that he's in a position defensively to sit and guard guys when we have to go into shortened clock situations and he has to switch onto a guard. And he's showed the capacity to do that. So we're going to keep challenging him. And as you know, as coaches, we're never satisfied. We want to keep adding to their games. We want to keep challenging them. When they give us what we've asked, we're going to ask for more because we think they're capable of giving us more.
Larry Vaught.
Orlando, does the game he had Saturday give Kellen any more confidence, or is there such a thing as him ever needing any more confidence?
Kellen is such a confident kid. I don't think he needed that kind of a game to give him more confidence. But it was great to see because if anybody's deserving, it's Kellen. He works extremely hard, and he's such a positive kid, such a great piece of our team. And everybody jokes with him about him being the granddad, and he has a kind of a granddad approach to the team in terms of his worldly vision and his ability to communicate about a lot of things that are going on. And we're fortunate to be able to have him and get a chance to coach him.
Jerry, finish us off so Keion in here.
Yeah, I remember early in the season asking you, Oscar got the ball in the post and he seemed indecisive. Like, what's he going to do? You said he was considering too many options. Now he seems he seems decisive. He gets the ball pretty quickly. Boom. He's making his move. How did that change?
It changed just by repetition and he and I spending a lot of time in the gym and talking through and showing him film about, okay, what are you thinking here? What are you doing? Yeah, I'm thinking too much. Yeah, you're thinking too much. Just be quick and simple. Where you're doing your work before you receive the ball. Once you receive the ball in the paint area, it's to get fouled, to get to the basket, to finish. And then after that, you let your instincts take over. So I think we've simplified a lot of things for him, and it's really helped his game blossom.
All right, thank you, everyone. That's all the time we have for Coach. We'll have.
Yeah. What do you think it says about you guys that you can beat a ranked team like Alabama without Xavier and without Keion?
I think it just shows the depth and the resiliency of our team. We have a lot of guys who are prepared to step up when the time is called, when the name is called. I think we did that last game. We fought through some adversity. They made a lot of tough shots, made a lot of threes, but we just kept playing, kept fighting, and eventually, the game, the momentum swung our way. And once that happened, we didn't look back.
And I wonder what you remember about the first game against LSU. What stands out in your mind?
Just some of the little things that we did to shoot ourselves in the foot that cost us the game. And then also, Ty cramping up a little bit. Xavier, getting hurt with that screen. It kind of shook us that game. That's something we weren't prepared for at the time. But now, going into it, we're going to be ready for, anything that comes our way. We've seen it all now. So we just got to, not shoot ourselves in the foot like we did last time and be prepared to do whatever it takes to win.
Christos?
Hey, Keion, hope you're doing well. How could you describe the mood, the atmosphere around the team and in the team so far in this season?
We having fun. We enjoying each other. We enjoying the journey that we're taking together, and we're not taking it for granted. We got a great group of guys that love being around each other, love competing with each other, love pushing each other to get better every day, and that's something that we take pride in. And like I said, we're enjoying this journey together, and it's been real fun.
Tip Gabriel.
Yeah, Ty, this time of year is when people like us, who have nothing better to do, I guess, talk a lot about brackets and seating and things like that. And I know you guys have to stay focused, but after last year and the struggles you had, how do you avoid thinking ahead? You know, how do you stay focused?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Based on the fact that you guys didn't play in the tournament last year and you've got so much potential this year, how do you avoid losing focus and thinking ahead to the NCAA tournament instead of the matter at hand?
I mean, you just take every day by day. Like, I don't think about last year at all. So that's not something that ever really crosses my mind. And I'm not really looking forward to the NCAA tournament. We got some tough games in front of us, and we all know that. We all understand that. So you got a team that's dialed in and locked in as we are right now. You don't have to worry about losing focus at all.
How much does it help that so many of you guys are veterans compared to some of these other UK teams?
I can't speak for any other UK teams. I can only speak on the teams that I've been on and the team that I'm on right now. But we got veterans, but even beyond that, even like the younger guys, they all have a certain level of like wisdom about them, and they've grown up so much this year that you don't have to worry about them, not being as focused or not being as dialed in or locked in. Like, this is a whole team that's ready for the moment, living in the moment, and is excited for what we can do going forward.
John Wong.
Keion, it seems like your consistency throughout the year has really improved. What do you attribute that to?
Just staying in the gym, believing in God first and foremost, and just taking the pressure off yourself to perform so well. Just going out there and playing the game, making the right plays, making the easy plays, and just playing hard. And when you do that, the ball finds you, the game finds you in the areas that you can be successful in. And if you don't try to get outside of yourself, that contributes to your consistency. It then also builds the trust in the coaching staff and in your teammates that you will go out there and be consistent and be relied on to do.
I'm sorry. You mentioned God, and I know your faith is just super important to you. And to have a teammate like Oscar, who's also grounded in the faith so much, they say iron sharpens iron. What has that meant for you, for both of you guys?
In what sense?
Yeah, just like two minds linked together. Your faithfulness to God, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's been great. Not only just me and Oscar, but we have a couple of guys, a lot of guys on our team who are deep in their faith, and they believe in the journey that God is taking us on. We've had conversations about it from time to time, but having people like that around you, that just brings out nothing but positive energy. And when you put positive energy out into the world, it comes back to you.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Graves.
Keion, where have you drawn on your experience and in terms of developing your shot or just taking your shot more, and how are you kind of conveying that to the other guys, to the younger guys, to be more confident with their shot?
At first, it starts by getting in the gym, getting up those extra reps, taking the extra time to work at your craft, to work at the shots that you will get in the game, And then, moving into the game after you've built on that, you have the confidence. You have to take the shots that the game gives you. Um, if you're open and it's a shot that you can make, you have to shoot it because that's the flow of the game. Um, the game can hurt you if you try to do things that you can't do and try to get outside yourself. It can hurt the team and it can like I said, it can hurt you. And if you're not taking the right shots and being confident, then you got to take a step back and get in the gym and try to figure that out.
Jerry, back to you.
Yeah, Keion, I think of you and the mid-range shot, and I'm wondering, was that, where in your basketball development did the mid-range shot become a part of your game?
It's always been a part of my game ever since I was little. My dad made sure I was able to shoot in those spots and in those areas. And growing up, like being real little, the players that I watched, they operated in those areas and they were dangerous. The game has changed a little bit, but I don't. You can obviously tell I don't believe the mid range is dead. So if you can get in those areas and pull up and make those shots, it can make it really hard for a defense.
What players did you look at that, you noticed they were effective mid-range?
Kobe, God rest his soul. Tracy McGrady, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and then like today, DeMar DeRozan, Devin Booker, like those guys, they make it tough on defenses because now the defenses, they either want to take away the three or not let you get all the way to the rim. So when you can work in those areas in between, it makes it hard for a defense to really lock in and stop you.
Thank you.
Christos, back to you.
Keion, all that confidence that you have as a team and you personally, how help you to maximize your effort night in, night out?
Just us believing in one another, it gives us the team. And once you have that swagger about yourself as a team, you will go into the game and fight. It becomes second nature. When you believe in the guy that's standing next to you, and you believe that they're going to make the plays that they can make and that they're going to go out there and be consistent in their effort, that gives you the confidence and I said the swagger to go out there and compete every night.
John Wong.
This team seems to have a lot of leaders. I know Kellen, we call him granddad, but you've been around the program as long as anybody. Sometimes as you head into the postseason, you just need one specific person to kind of lead the charge. Are you that guy?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just we lead by committee. We got the coaching staff. We got other veteran players. I'm not gonna disrespect my other teammates that have put in the work and just say, now we head into the tournament, it's my time to take charge and be the leader. That wouldn't be fair to them. It wouldn't be fair to all the work that they put in. So I'm not gonna anoint myself the leader of the team with 2 months left in the season. Like I don't think that's right.
Thanks.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to let Keion go now.